Good evening, everybody. This is Nasira Jamal from Thrive Not Just Survive. Today, I have with me a very dear friend and classmate, Jessica Koch. And the reason we wanted to do this live today, as you all know, I do my lives in the morning, but I wanted to have this opportunity to first introduce to you this very special person that I've met. Jessica and I took a journey together, and over the last few weeks, we've actually been learning a lot about personality science and how it's related to building better relationships and also building your business. And the whole methodology is called BANK. Now we are in the midst of the tail end of our training. Both of us are getting certified, and we wanted to come on today and really share with you the excitement of what we're learning and how this can impact your personal relationships in life and also your business. And so if you are really interested in learning about optimizing your business and maximizing results, then this is why we wanted to bring this information to you. It is something that really, we attended a masterclass a couple of, almost 2 months ago, and we completed that with this knowledge of what BANK methodology is. And so, Jessica, first of all, welcome and thanks for sharing this live with me, because I want to get your perspective on what you think as we're going through our course, what it means for you.
Yeah, so these last few weeks that we have been going really diving deep into the different intelligences and the process of understanding this has been really amazing for both my personal life and my business life. And, you know, with risk of sounding a little arrogant, I thought I was doing pretty darn good, right? Pat myself on the back here. I thought things were going really well. And it isn't that they weren't and aren't. It's just I was able to take that so much farther, make that stretch so much deeper. And so it's been exciting for me to see the growth in really a short amount of time.
That's the thing, right? So in terms of, so you guys are probably wondering, well, what are you guys really talking about? So as we are getting certified in this methodology, there's going to be a webinar that's being held on June the 18th. And if you are either, a coach, an author, a consultant, a facilitator, you're a teacher, you're a realtor, if you want to up your game, you want to level up in terms of your life, you want to level up skills and bring something to your audience, to your tribe, to your client, to your family, you really want to, take some time, block out an hour and a half on the 18th of June and join this free webinar. Now, they're going to go through the intelligences. So let me just kind of give you an overview of what that means. There are 6 intelligences that really make up the whole cycle of our life. From a business perspective, as well as from our life perspective. And these intelligences, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, sales intelligence, business intelligence, personality intelligence, and the main or the big component that was really an aha moment for me was artificial intelligence. And when I started to dive deeper into the learning, and I think Jessica will agree, is that we began to see layers that perhaps we hadn't really attained or figured out. And some of it was intuition, and some of it is really mind-blowing, because Forbes actually did a study on this methodology and said this is the future of sales. And San Francisco State University actually did a white paper on this exact methodology. And what's interesting is that personality science, though it's been around for centuries, what actually Sherry Tree has figured out is the biology of detecting buying behavior. So biology meaning B-U-Y-ology, is how do you determine buying behavior and how do you make that work where you can shorten the sales cycle and create a relationship that's everlasting, because you can have referrals based on that, once a person becomes a raving fan of yours, and how do you do that? So my answer to that is communicate in the language that they want to be communicated to. So Jessica, what do you think about that whole thing that we're learning about buying behavior?
Yeah, so I always say to my clients that when we're working through the whole sales cycle and process, the very first sale is moving them to action for the first step, and the very first step is that first meeting. But that's a sale is a buy-in of a thought or an idea, or even it could be the buy-in of where we're going to go on vacation together as a family, right? So you're buying into a concept and you're moving to action. So the interesting thing for me was when I was going through this process and cracking my own code and understanding my own buying language and what moves me to action, I got to see some of the things that trigger me to take the action to make a purchase or make a decision or move forward on something in an action standpoint. So understanding that for yourself really helps to begin to understand other people around you, because the first step is understanding ourselves, right?
Absolutely. And I think so now you've referenced the cracking the code, and the code really, people must have seen this on my profile. I'm sure you've posted it too.
Yeah.
The code is what is your value system in the way you communicate. So when somebody says crack your code, and if you're not understanding it, if you're seeing it on my poster, what that means is you're getting to see what values are most important to you and how do you make decisions. And once you know that code, it's, first of all, if you do crack it, and we will put a link so that you can crack your code and figure that out, you're going to get a report that really tells you, it goes deeper into the value system that you have and how you relate to all of that in terms of your, not just sales, but even relationships. So that's something that I encourage you guys that are watching, and that people that watch on replay, is to crack your code, figure out those value systems for yourself. It'll get you in a sense of who you are better, because we already know really what resonates with us, but you'll understand why. And I think, Jessica, you probably thought that too when you cracked your code, is you already knew that you were a nurturing type of person, and those values are very important, but you probably got a deeper understanding of why. Is that right?
Yeah, I also got a better understanding of how I respond or manage or process event. I hate to call them stress. The events that occur, I have a system and a way of processing those, and I began to understand that better based on the science behind the bank coding. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is why we wanted to make this special announcement, because this webinar, it's going to definitely be one of those things that there's going to be a lot of people that will go to it, because this is leading edge technology. This is innovation. This is the future of sales. This is future of communication. The company stands for one language, one world, and it's about bringing people together and in a capacity that has never been done before. So we wanted to, Jessica and I felt that because we now have privy information, we felt this was something we had to share with our tribes and invite you to a free webinar, June the 18th. We will put the link in the comments where you can register. I want to just make something very clear. It's a two-step process for registering. You're going to register on what's called Eventbrite, and then you're going to get a secondary email that says register on Zoom. That's the second step, which actually reserves your spot. So make sure you do that. Now, I want to also just tell you guys, it's a free event, and they are going to be sharing some amazing nuggets of wisdom and information that will help you, that you can implement into your business right away. Now, at the end of it, yes, if you want to dive deeper into the learning, you want to maybe even think that you want to become a certified coach, and if you think that tool set will help you in your business, then that's something that they will discuss at the end of the webinar. But the bulk of the webinar is going to be discussing the actual methodology and what it means, and so you can start understanding a little background on the intelligences that we're talking about. So encourage you, if you want to just sort of schedule about an hour and a half on the 18th of June. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. To get any more information, you can message Jessica or myself. We're happy to walk you through it. Jessica, is there any other things that you want to point out before we close this off?
No, I think that really covers it. I think really most importantly, we hope that you have the opportunity to join us. And we think it's very timely in all of the different challenges that the world has faced recently, especially the emotional intelligence piece and really the business intelligence piece too, to really balance out your life from all the way around. So I think it's really hugely valuable. So if it's not for you, then think about sharing it or posting it on your Facebook page or somewhere, so that if someone does run across it who needs it, it's a free webinar. You could be someone's hero and help them out with some great information.
Yep, absolutely. So please share, you guys. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Again, one last time, June 18th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. It is a free webinar. And truly, I know for me and Jessica, it's been life-changing because we've already seen the impact it's having. And I hope that you will join us on that day and get at least the information, just so you know that there are things that are happening that you can be involved in. So thank you so much, Jessica. I know this is evening time and dinner time and all of that, but I really appreciate you coming on with me and really putting this message out there. So much, much gratitude to you.
Oh, to you too. Thank you so much for having me. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great night. Thank you, guys.